Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. This is something from a company that I recognize, but I have no idea what's in there. So we're going to find out together. Thanks so much to the company who sent this. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Okay, let's see what we got. It's probably something that is available. I'm almost certain. In fact, it will almost certainly be something that's available. So I will link this down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Is it more than one thing? Ouch, bless it. Yeah, I got a hangnail and just absolutely destroyed that. No, it's just one thing. Okay. Darn it. There we go. So what do we have here? I think, I'm going to get rid of that so it doesn't peel backward. Yikes. Avalanche. It feels like, is this one of the boxes that is something that's more premium? Okay, we do have a Rhino. M390 blade compound ground black tie with line texture. Okay. So we have another Rhino? Is that what we have here? It appears to be. Is this the Oh, wait. So I have a question for both QSP and I guess everybody who's watching. I remember unboxing the Rhino, which is actually a pretty interesting knife, and thinking this is cool, but is the only way that they offer it with Timascus? It seemed like that was the case. Either one, I was wrong and QSP is showing me that, or two, they now have a version that is not Timascus and are going to charge less for it. Either way, I hope that this version costs less than the version with Timascus, just so the people who, number one, don't want Timascus and number two, don't want to pay that much, can get their hands on this knife for less, because it's a pretty nice knife. I think it's better for people who have smaller hands than me, and I'll tell you why. When knives have this like butt end area, this curved butt end area, what it does is it forces your hands, if you want to get into a comfortable grip, it forces your hand in between here and here. Now, if your hands are smaller than mine, I wear about an XL glove, so I know there's a lot of people watching right now who have hands that are similar to mine, perhaps larger. I know there's plenty of people who have larger hands than mine. If your hands are the same size as mine or larger, then you're not... Am I bleeding? Sorry. Your hands are not going to feel super comfortable in this. But if you wear, I would say, a large or medium glove, right? Or you know that you'd have, like, you know, right on average size or lower hands, right? I actually don't know what the universal average male hand size is. I have absolutely no idea. I'm guessing it's about close to mine. But that's where this is going to be optimally comfortable, right? Truthfully, they should have just shaved this off so that people like me could then rest their pinky on a flat zone rather than on top of this peak, because that's kind of where I'm wanting to be. I feel like they should also make a larger version of this. As it sits, I've already reviewed this knife, so you're getting kind of a semi... There's no reason to review this again, so I can just give you my thoughts right now, if you're not familiar with it. This is a nice knife. QSP did a great job with it, right? Flipping action is good. You can front flip it. Whoops. I promise you can. Hold on. You can front flip it. It's just not nearly as easy. Did the other one also have the front flipper? Yeah, you can front flip it. You just about leverage. What's cool about it, the unique aspect, is the way that they've done the jimping, which honestly looks like maybe braided rope. But that's pretty cool. It's also compound ground. It's M390, which I think QSP does a good job with. And it's textured in a way that's very pleasing with a braided rope textured backspacer and a full milled clip, which is very nice. I wish that it was lefty compatible, but it isn't. But yeah, those are the details there. It's a nice knife. It's just a little bit short. But they definitely should make a longer one. This guy comes in at 7.5 inches. It would be perfect for me. at about 8 inches to 8¼ inches. And honestly, it looks like a knife that should essentially be that size. Honestly, at that size, I think it would appeal to a lot more people. You can also use the fuller to reverse flick it. You don't need to use the flipper tab, but the flipper tab does work very well. The detent is tuned very nicely. Honestly, if I remember correctly, yeah, it's ridiculously thin behind the edge. This is a pretty aggressive hollow grind. I'm going to show you guys on paper, and I'm also going to give you a look. We're going to eyeball that. You can see the hollow grind there, exactly how thin it gets. But the actual factory cutting, oh man, oh, that is laser. I know some people cringe when I talk about like edges of paper lifting, and I'm just talking about the factory edge on paper. But you can tell when you're cutting through material, when there's very little resistance, you get a very clean slice. I mean, I can literally almost chop at this thing at an angle. See what I'm instead of like trying to get it to bite and draw this way, I can kind of chop at it and it goes right in. But when the edges of the paper lift or roll over, it's almost like the blade is splitting or tearing them. Not really tearing, this is for lack of a better word, but it's almost as if it's tearing it rather than slicing it. This knife, this knife is slicing it. That first cut was so clean. So this is a really nice geometry and a really nice factory edge. Assuming that QSP has heat treated that M390 to at least the industry standard of 59 to 61. I don't like 59, but you know what? I'll choke it down over some of those companies hitting M390 at 57. Holy crap. That is trash. But I'll choke it down. And, you know, at a 66% chance of getting 60 to 61, it's pretty good, right? So the overall length, we already did that. 8¼ would be preferable, I think. Let's weigh it here real quick, and then I'm going to do a few size comparisons just for people who don't know. Again, there's no reason to do a full comprehensive review of a knife that I've already reviewed. The only difference being it doesn't have Damascus on it. 4.34 ounces, which is plenty good. Assuming they have adjusted the final price tag, and this again is assuming that this didn't already exist. I didn't know if it did already exist. I didn't know, and I was wondering when I reviewed the other version, like why only make a Damascus one, but maybe I was wrong. Some size comparisons up against similar knives. It is very similar in overall size to the Demco 8020.5. It's also very similar in overall size to the Spyderco Para 3. I think probably the Hodeca and the Benchmade Bug Out. It's kind of silly to do both because they're almost exactly the same, but there you go. Let's do a weird one. How about the Flytanium Arcade? Also very similar. See what I mean here? These knives all work better ergonomically because there's this one has a little bit, but it's less pronounced. It's more cut off at the back end. You know, the Demco also has that, but it's much more open. The whole ergonomic profile is more open. It's more accommodating to more hand sizes, right? Especially on the larger side. So to conclude here, if this knife has a significant price reduction versus its Damascus counterpart, and when I say Damascus, I mean backspacer and clip. Those are two little tiny objects, but when made out of Damascus, they really bump the cost. If they have reduced this down to a reasonable price tag, I would say 200 or less, then that would be very, very nice. If not, there's a lot of stuff out there. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. I'll link this knife down below. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. If you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.